Hi everyone, this is Dr. Tyler from Hands on Health Chiropractic in Brick, New Jersey. We just wanted to take a few minutes to put together a brief communication, first and foremost to check in with you. I know for some of us it's been a while since we've seen one another. For others, even though we see each other in the practice and in the space, it's been a little while since we've had the opportunity to speak face to face. So I wanted to take off the mask and say hello. Above all, I wanted to express my deep, deep gratitude for all the support and just say thank you to everyone who has been and continues to be a part of the Hands on Health community. I really, really cannot express how humbling it is and how much it means to you to have such an awesome community around us, because you guys support me just as much as I do what I can to support you. So thank you. And as crazy as 2020 has been, above all, I know how my regular chiropractic adjustments have helped and aided me in just being a little bit more malleable, in keeping clear, in perceiving sort of the reality around me as clearly as I can, and in developing whatever coping mechanisms I have at my disposal to help get through everything that's been sort of thrown in front of us. And I know for a lot of you it's the same. I know many of us breathe easier and think clearer when we're on the table and when we've been adjusted. So in addition to checking in, I'd just like to say hello and remind you that we're here for you and help do what I can to keep you on track, because I have a feeling the next few weeks are going to be a little bit crazy too. And you know, what I feel in the community and what I feel in the space and what I hear people telling me in our regular interactions is that there's been this rolling tide of agitation and anticipation in terms of what's going to happen and when are things going to change and what can we expect. And that can be a tricky cycle, because anticipation can lead many of us to anxiety and to grief, right? We have this great potential to project and to expect. And you know, I like to remind us that in yogic culture, you know, we say the causes of human suffering are ego, expectation, and entitlement. So that projection about what may happen may or may not be true. That projection about what we're owed or what we're entitled may or may not be true. And I find that when we sort of put those things aside and let them be what they will, we remove some of that suffering that we tend to put ourselves through. So, you know, in this culture and in this landscape, whether we're discussing politics or health or inequality or the climate, you know, it's been months, right? Many of us have gotten fatigued from the fight. Many of us have stepped back, you know, in this act of self-preservation to like, I just can't. And, you know, that's okay. But rather than become fatigued from the fight, I'd like to challenge you to focus on the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And rather than focus on the darkness and all the things that could be better or could be different or that we wished were different, focus on the light, because there are a lot of really beautiful things going on, and there is a sense of community coming together, you know, in a lot of ways right now. And personally, I find when I choose not to focus on the agitation, you know, it makes getting through everything that's been thrown in front of us a little bit easier, because at the end of the day, energy flows where energy goes. So we can choose to place our energy on the stuff that really irritates us, or we can choose to place our energy on the things that we find that fill us up, or the things that we have to be grateful for, just as I expressed that gratitude to you just a couple minutes ago. So in addition to directing our energy and our focus, I think we also have this great potential to find new strategies to deal with stress and to deal with trauma and to deal with all of the murky, muddy stuff that has been pulled up inside of us over the last few months. And, you know, that really touches on this idea of healing and types of healing. And because healing can mean a lot of things, right? We can cut ourselves on our skin, cut our hand, cut our arm, and, you know, in however many days it takes for our body to turn over those cells and recreate those tissues, we can be healed, right? We define biologic or physiological healing as the turnover of cells. It's something we engage all the time to the tune of 50 million cells a minute. But healing can mean a lot of things, as I said, right? We can break a bone, they can put it in a cast. Is it fixed? Maybe. Is it healed? Not yet. You know, we can have surgery and take out a part or piece that's causing us havoc. And, you know, is it healed? Probably not. Is it cured? Sure, it'll never be a problem again. So for many of us, you know, deep healing touches on and ties into and taps into our ability to come up with new coping mechanisms and to develop new strategies. Because when the stress in our life, the stress that surrounds us, isn't going anywhere, we're kind of presented with this choice, right? We can keep rolling the same boulder up the same hill and engage the same pattern of anger or grief or frustration or whatever it is, or we can work on developing a new pattern and we can do something different with this energy. So just as I said earlier, with directing our attention to the light rather than the darkness, hopefully it gives us the opportunity to develop new mechanisms and new ways to interact and handle the things that are prevalent and present in our life, and don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. And what I really think we're being put through is we're being put to the test of our resiliency and our adaptability in a lot of ways. I know for many of us, whether we're talking about any of those things, health, politics, climate, inequality, change, whatever it may be, these things cause deep dividing lines in our friendships and in our families and in our communities and in our relationships, maybe even in our own household. So our resiliency, our ability to be adaptable, and our ability of our relationships to be adaptable and to stretch and bend and move without breaking has really been put to the test. And rather than thinking of it as stressing and cracking and the bottom about to fall out, it's an opportunity for change, and it's an opportunity for metamorphosis. And just like we can take a broken, jagged, shattered piece of glass and mull it over in the sand for weeks and months and years and create something beautiful, just as we can take a piece of coal and carbon and press it with pressure and squeeze it into something like a diamond, the same is going on for us, right? We are given this opportunity for metamorphosis, to do something different with the stress and trauma, to reprogram our responses, and to come up with a healthier way to do this. And chiropractic plays a huge role in that, because it allows us to perceive ourselves clearly, perceive our trauma clearly, perceive our stress clearly, and use whatever tools we have at our disposal, our lifelong pursuit of tools and tricks and tips, and put them together in this nice little toolbox to handle these things hopefully in a more effective and efficient and productive way. And one of the primary ways we can do that with chiropractic is just by the balance of our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, right? Bruce Lipton says all the time, we can't be in defense and growth at the same time. The body can't do it. So when we are in our fight or flight state and we are ready for a threat and we're ready to defend ourselves, it's very difficult to heal. And one of the things that happens when we get adjusted is that we bring our nervous system into balance. So especially for those of us who live in the Northeast, where it's go, 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 out of work, into the car, eat on the way, get the kids where they have to go, and even more so now between hybrid education and online education and trying to work from home, bringing ourselves back to center, resetting, and getting some balance in our life can really be beneficial. So one of the ways we're going to help serve our community over the next few weeks is that we're going to be beginning our annual food drive. I know for many years we did a toy drive that benefited Dottie's house. Last year we started doing a food drive because inherently I came to this conclusion that food was more important than toys. So we will be running a food drive through the practice from November 1st through November 20th. We'll have boxes in the waiting area. We'll be collecting non-perishables for local families in need. Everything's going to stay right here in Ocean and Monmouth County, just to kind of help out and help support some of the people who haven't been as fortunate as us over the past few years, past few months, or even the past few weeks. And finally, I just want to remind you to go out and vote if you haven't already done so. We have, by the time you see this video, we're going to have a couple more days to do it. So whatever your feelings and thoughts are, just be sure that you express them clearly and in a manner where everything will be counted. And with that, I'm going to wish you well. We're going to hope for the best. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all very soon. So if it's been a while, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to set something up. I'd be happy to talk about ways to keep you safe and comfortable in the space if you'd like to re-enter the space if maybe you haven't. And if we have been seeing each other, as always, I look forward to our next encounter. So if you enjoy any of these videos, or if you are not following us on social media, please check out our Instagram and our Facebook at Hands on Health NJ. And if you like the YouTube, go ahead and give us a follow or share this with a friend. So thank you. We look forward to seeing you all very soon. Have a great day.